If you've ever thought about owning an exotic pet that's quiet, unique, and surprisingly easy to care for, but you're not quite ready for a snake or a tarantula, then a hedgehog might be the perfect companion for you. With their sharp quills and solitary nature, they may not appear affectionate or approachable at first. Hedgehogs are non-aggressive, and their quills are not poisonous, and are actually among the most beginner-friendly exotic pets out there, especially for those who are methodical, observant, and patient. Once acclimated, these animals can become surprisingly interactive. Though their first instinct may be to curl into a defensive ball, hedgehogs gradually learn to recognize human scent and behavior, especially with consistent exposure. Over time, they begin to associate their caretaker with safety and warmth, slowly emerging from their shell. Hedgehogs originate from regions in Europe, Central Asia, and the Middle East. In England, where they're abundant, they are garden dwellers and, due to their high population, considered delicacies in some places. Their name is derived from their habitat and behavior. Hedge, from where they nest, in bushes and shrubs, and hog from the snorting sounds they make, which resemble a pig. Their most iconic feature, the quills, serves as their primary line of defense against predators. These modified hairs are stiff and sharp, but completely harmless unless mishandled. Additionally, hedgehogs exhibit a peculiar behavior called self-anointing, which involves licking and chewing new scents. Then they spread the saliva across their quills. Though this appears odd, it's actually a form of camouflage and sensory response. New owners will often observe this behavior when their scent is first introduced into the hedgehog's environment. Diet-wise, hedgehogs are classified as insectivores but are opportunistic eaters. In the wild, their menu includes beetles, earthworms, slugs, small rodents, and even snakes. They are strictly nocturnal and rely heavily on olfactory cues for navigation and foraging due to their limited vision. Their nightly activity is critical to their physical and mental well-being, something that must be considered when designing their captive environment. One of the most crucial facts often misunderstood by first-time hedgehog keepers is the issue of hibernation. In the wild, hedgehogs enter hibernation to cope with food scarcity and low temperatures during winter. Their physiological functions slow dramatically, heart rate drops, metabolism decelerates, and energy consumption is minimized. However, hibernation in captivity is strongly discouraged and potentially fatal. Since pet hedgehogs are confined to limited spaces, they do not get the exercise they need compared to wild ones. And domesticated hedgehogs eat kibble, unlike in the wild, where high-protein insects are their primary diet. Because of that, domesticated hedgehogs typically do not accumulate the necessary fat reserves, resulting in bodies that are not prepared for extended periods of hibernation. This is why you must prevent your pet from hibernating by using a heater that maintains the enclosure temperature around 23 to 24 degrees Celsius or 74 to 76 degrees Fahrenheit. But if you're located in tropical regions like the Philippines, a heater is not necessary. When buying a heater, make sure it is a heat pad that can be placed under the bedding on one side of the enclosure. Avoid using light heaters, as these can damage the eyes of your hedgehog and disrupt their day-night rhythm. When acquiring a hedgehog, sourcing is extremely important. Many pet shops lack the proper knowledge or conditions to care for hedgehogs. You would often observe multiple hedgehogs housed in cramped enclosures. This not only causes stress, but also poses significant risks, such as accidental pregnancies or the spread of parasites. The best practice is to purchase directly from reputable, experienced breeders. Ethical breeders are more likely to provide health histories and genetic backgrounds. Hedgehog offspring resulting from inbreeding usually develop more diseases, such as hedgehog wobbly syndrome, which is incurable. Make sure to conduct research on hedgehog breeders in your area before purchasing. Here are a few things to watch out for when selecting a hedgehog. Avoid hedgehogs that are housed together. Do not select animals with flaky skin, bald patches, or visible mites. Avoid hedgehogs that are too young, less than 2 months, sickly, or unusually inactive. Never purchase a hedgehog suspected to be pregnant, as it can cause stress both for you, if you have no experience, and for the hedgehog. Before bringing the hedgehog home, ensure that its enclosure is fully set up and temperature controlled. The minimum recommended space is 2 feet by 3 feet, but larger is always better, especially for accommodating enrichment items like wheels, caves, and other toys. A solid surface exercise wheel is vital for preventing obesity and promoting healthy behavior. Without adequate space or activity, hedgehogs are prone to becoming overweight, a condition that can lead to fatty liver disease and joint stress. Avoid running wheels that have spaces or gaps, as these can pose injury risks to the hedgehog. The enclosure should include a hideout, or a cloth item like a used shirt, to replicate burrowing behavior. Soft bedding such as wood shavings or clean linen for moisture absorption. A litter area, if you are planning to potty train your pet. A food bowl and a no-spill water dispenser to avoid bedding contamination. A wheel, large tubes, and other toys for enrichment. Once you bring your hedgehog home, place it in the enclosure and leave it alone for the day. You can leave one of your old t-shirts or other fabrics that you have slept in, so your hedgehog will become accustomed to your scent when you begin to bond with it the next day. Diet should consist primarily of high-quality cat kibbles, since many commercial hedgehog foods contain filler ingredients. Some of the best options include Nutrim, Chicken Namp, Turkey, Royal Canin Fit 32, and Magnus. Occasional protein-rich treats like cooked egg, chicken liver, or superworms can be added twice a week. Monitor body weight regularly using a kitchen scale. An adult hedgehog should typically weigh 255 to 540 grams, adjusted based on frame and age. Taming and bonding will begin the day after you buy your hedgehog. Make sure to handle your hedgehog during the night, as they are more reactive compared to the day when they are usually sleeping. Hedgehogs are not naturally social and may initially hiss, puff up, or curl into a ball, so expect this behavior during the first phase of bonding. Throughout the 15 to 30 minutes, you can let it run around a secluded area or on your shirt so it gradually grows accustomed to human presence. Handling should be done carefully by supporting their belly or lifting from the sides when the quills are flat. Make sure that there is no strong scent on your hand, such as alcohol or soap, because there is a high chance that they will bite your finger. What you can do is, after washing your hands, rinse them under running water for a while to eliminate most of the scent. Another tip is to use less scented soaps. Bathing should be limited to once a month or only as needed. Too much bathing can cause skin dryness. To bathe properly, fill a shallow basin or your sink with warm water. Use a soft bristled toothbrush and tear-free pet shampoo to clean the quills. Avoid wetting the face or ears. Dry thoroughly with a towel before returning the hedgehog to its enclosure. Knowing all these foundations, such as proper sourcing, temperature control, diet, hygiene, and handling, hedgehog ownership can be both educational and deeply rewarding. These creatures may not fetch a ball or purr when you scratch their belly, but their calm, independent nature makes them an ideal exotic pet for responsible and observant individuals. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for breeding tips and selling tips on hedgehogs. Until next time.